I saw this online. This is interesting. Okay, here we go. This is Dr. Becky Kennedy.
What do you think right now about how so many people are not having babies? What is your theory, or I don't know, do you think anything about that?
Yeah, I think there's so many different things about that. There is nothing you get as like a stamp of approval as a woman by becoming a mom. Like, it doesn't make you a better person. It's not a morally superior choice in my mind. And so maybe there are some people out there who are just giving themselves more optionality about the type of life they want to live or the timing that makes sense for them. That's number one. Number two, I do often go back to what we started with. I think the myth of maternal instinct, which was created by a man and has no scientific basis, has had a profoundly kind of depressing, awful, nasty impact on especially women. I really do. I mean, I picture people in a room one day saying, like, if we could convince women that being a mom comes naturally, like, that would be really good for us. Because then when parenting's hard, women will just blame themselves and they'll have shame. And when you have shame, you don't speak up for your needs.
Oh, then that's the end of the clip. Okay. I was actually interested to continue to watch her, self-destruct. I really wanted to hear more garbage coming out of her mouth. Okay. So this lady, Dr. Becky Kennedy, she's a clinical psychologist, folks. And I don't know how these people get into their jobs. I don't know how. I mean, obviously she's getting platformed by a celebrity. That's what, many times that's just what happens, right? These celebrities, I think that lady who's interviewing her is like a Kardashian. So these celebrities, they find these clinical psychologists and then they platform them. And then they, that's how they come into notoriety. But, this lady is a feminist. She's got garbage philosophy in her brain. And that's really what she's spouting off and vomiting forth from her mind. She's attacking what she calls the myth of the maternal instinct. Again, this is what happens when you program women with feminism, right? This lady, this psychologist, Becky Kennedy, she is a part of the feminist propaganda machine that exists in polite society and society at large. She's getting platformed. She's got millions of followers on Instagram and God knows where else. And she's getting platformed to weave this web of deceit on with feminist propaganda, right? And this is what they do. They tell women that there is no maternal instinct, right? There's no maternal instinct. And really, you are going to be so unhappy if you think that having kids is natural. Having kids it's whatever life is whatever you want it to be. Life is whatever makes you happy. There's no way, there's no truth, there's no thing, there's no instinct inside of you that wants to have children or that knows how to take care of children as a mother. Your body isn't created for having children. That's just an illusion. It's an optical illusion that you're having. Okay. Your body is essentially just the same as a man's. And, why don't you just cut your tits off? Why don't we just do that just to make it official? People like Becky Kennedy are why we have transgenderism, right? Because really transgenderism comes from this feminist ideology that does not understand the distinctions between men and women, does not think that there are moral distinctions between men and women, does not think that women have a duty in life to fulfill, and that within their motherhood, within their ability to marry and be mothers, that there's an instinct for that work. There's an ability that they naturally have for that work. And so it's just feminist propaganda. And when you pump it through the education system, when you pump this through the loudspeakers of social media, when you pump this through the public square, which is what's being done in many ways and has been done for decades and decades, you end up creating women who resent maternity, who are actually in rebellion against their instincts, and who don't like being mothers, and really all that feminism does is encourage selfishness. That's really what it does. It encourages women to be more and more and more self-centered, self-focused, self-seeking, self-absorbed, and it doesn't encourage them to give of themselves, which is what is required in maternity. To be a mother is to care about someone other than yourself that you are directly connected to biologically. But it's to be a mother is to give, is to sacrifice, is to make sacrifices for the good of another person who you are related to, who is literally the fruit of your womb. And I believe that, just on an anecdotal level, so many women that I know who are friends of mine, they have, in many cases prior to pregnancy, they never wanted kids, and they probably would have practically, although not ideologically, looked at themselves as feminists. But as soon as they had children, they immediately left and abandoned their feminist ways. They immediately clung to their children, and that maternal instinct was real. And so much so that they in many cases, even if they had like horrible pregnancies or whatever, they would have gone through it again and again in order to love their children. And so it's not a myth. Maternal instinct is not a myth. It's God-given. God has placed inside of a woman not only the ability to have children, but once those children are conceived, the love for those children and the ability to love those children and to care for them. And it's through feminism, which is a heresy, which is a disgusting, evil, wicked, demonic ideology. Feminism has caused women, even Christian women, to reject their maternity, reject their instinct towards loving their own children, and it's caused them to be deceived, like Eve, so that they rebel against it and think that is normal. Feminism has unfortunately normalized the rejection of the maternal instinct, and that's what this Jewish doctor, this Jewish clinical psychologist, is propagating. And I maybe she's found what she believes. I know she's Jewish, right? But maybe she's found this teaching of hers in the Talmud. Maybe this comes from her religion. I don't know. But my religion, Christianity, is at odds with this teaching, because my religion teaches that it's natural for a woman to have children if she's married, and it's natural for a woman to care for those children and to love those children. And in Christianity, God gives us the grace to walk through pain, to walk, gives women the pain, the grace to walk through the pain of childbirth, and to grow in sanctity through the pain of childbirth and the sacrifices that they make as mothers. So anyway, feminism is evil. It's wicked. It's a terrible thing.